Game time. Put me in, coach. Today we are talking about Kevin Durant. Are you guys mad at Kevin Durant for saying he knew that they would lose to the Celtics?
You know who I am. Y'all know who I am.
My answer to you guys would be very shocking to you. I am not mad that he said that they will lose to the Celtics. And the only reason why is because he understands that he made a bad choice pairing up with a guy like Kyrie. Why? Because Kyrie will not play the point guard position, which he is heavily suited for. He wants to come in and be the shooting guard, and that does not work well with the Brooklyn Nets, especially based on their personnel, but especially based on what he can do. The offense should be centered around a guy like Kevin Durant. Kyrie is going to get his shots, and I'm not sure if he has quite understood that part of the game. He has a guy like Steve Nash coaching him. So that means he should be taking some tips. The guy was a back-to-back MVP. Now, I'm not all that excited about him in his MVP stance, but what I had to say at that time, when they didn't give it to Kobe, they gave it to Steve Nash, I had to say, well, at least Phoenix had the #1 team in the Western Conference. So, with that being said, the next thing is actually, wait. Before we get into that, I need you guys to do me a huge favor. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this video like an assist, because here we're talking basketball. So, you're going to get commentary, highlights. Most importantly, we're going to cover the biggest stories in the world of basketball. So let's get right back to the video. So the next biggest reason why I'm not mad at Kevin Durant for saying they would lose to the Celtics is simply because of the coaching. Steve Nash is not a very good coach. And maybe that's a very harsh term. Maybe I should say he's very inexperienced. He isn't realizing the type of game plan that he actually needs, which is going to be centered around playing defense.
And he can't guard a park car.
Because, once you get to the playoffs, all the fast play kind of stops. Or if it doesn't stop, it's actually more centered on who's going to get better shots. Well, that's going to come down to the team who has better team chemistry or a better offensive strategy. Most importantly, a better defensive strategy.
And he can't guard a park car.
Who can you put on the court that you know will give you the best opportunity to win games on the defensive side of the ball? Then you got to kind of pair that with the guys who you know are going to score. Well, you got Kevin Durant and Kyrie, and then you have a guy like Seth Curry. That gives you all of the shooting that you need. Outside of that, you need to make sure that the next guys are playing defense. Well, you got a nice hustle player, also knockdown shooter in Patty Mills. So they should have been able to put up a much better fight against the Celtics. But, Kevin Durant, they had the perfect defensive strategy for a guy like Kevin Durant, and they shut him down. So I can understand him being frustrated because he realizes, number 3, that the culture that this team is in is also not very great because it's centered around ISO ball, not team ball. And when you're not playing team ball and the other team realizes all they're going to do is play ISO, they can load up. They can have guys ready to come over and block out the lane, cut off the lane, or take away your best shooting angles from your best spots on the floor. So I understand why Kevin Durant had a very tough time against the Celtics. Plus, the Celtics were a top-ranked defense. So they were actually kind of screwed. For Kevin Durant, this had to feel very similar to playing with a guy like Russell Westbrook.
What?
Because it's your turn, my turn, your turn. That's the type of basketball that they're playing. But the messed up part is Kyrie misses a lot of games. He's not there. And when he does come, he's looking to be the shooting guard, not the point guard, not somebody who can actually facilitate and get people into spots and get people open shots. Kyrie is looking for his own shots, and he's shooting the ball. And he's shooting the ball, if not more than Kevin Durant, he's shooting it just as much as Kevin Durant. Now, why is that important? That's important because when you have other guys who have been to practice, who have played in all these different types of games, this is where the chemistry gets messed up, because now they can say, okay, well, Seth, I know it's going to be over here. Patty, I know it's going to be over here. Bruce, I know he's going to be over there. But when you have a guy like Kyrie, now nobody really knows where he's going to be. Granted, you know that he's going to be over here, but maybe he won't realize that if I take 2 dribbles this way, cut. The little simple things that make playing basketball easy can actually be extremely hard. Mike James was the one who actually leaked this information. That's pretty bad. But Goran Dragic also says something very similar, which is this a very stat player oriented team opposed to a winning team, opposed to a championship winning team. They're more focused on their individual stats, maybe building their brands or keeping their brands up. That would really only make sense for a guy like Kyrie. But with all this being said, I'm interested. I'm really, really interested to know, because I gave you guys a few things. I want to know, how do you guys feel? Are you mad that KD actually said that they would lose to the Celtics? How do you guys feel about that? I gave you my opinion, which is he knew they would lose based on the culture, the game strategy, his teammates, and what was actually not being done, which was defense.
They can't guard a park car.
Or it was a very inefficient offense, which means they locked Kevin up because they were playing iso ball. It's very hard to do against a top-ranked defense. With all that being said, get in the comments under this video. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.